Fresh allegations in Omid Scobie's new bombshell book, Endgame, claim Kate and Meghan were encouraged to dress like Diana. Scobie says a huge amount of effort went into channeling the people's princess, and both her sons were consulted. According to Scobie, the pair were made to cosplay as Diana so that some of her shine would rub off on them. He also claims Queen Elizabeth liked Kate because she was coachable, unlike Diana, and has gained the nickname Katie Keene. Taking a dig at her workload, Scobie says it's so light compared to other senior members of the firm, she's technically a part-time working royal. Oh dear. It comes as friends of her husband hit back at the author, describing accusations he briefed against Harry as outrageous. Packed with salacious gossip, Endgame hits the shelves tomorrow, but it's been accused of being riddled with inaccuracies, including conspiracy theories about Diana's death. Now, gosh, where to start with this book that has everyone rattled and it's not even out?
Well, the first place to start is to tell everybody that you've had a sneaky peek at it.
I have,
and no one else has.
I have had a sneaky peek at it.
Oh.
And I will say, it's like what happened with Spare. There's lots and lots of lines being extrapolated. There's lots of mistranslations going around from French magazines and whatever. And it's kind of one of those ones, you know what it was like when Spare was out. Everyone feels like you've read it all before we've read it all. There is some quite good and interesting commentary on the royal family and the way it is now. But of course, all the headlines are going to be around Harry and Meghan, relationship with King Charles, relationship with William and Kate, and of course that's what the headlines are focused on. We're not really learning anything drastically new, I think. It's kind of fleshing out on things that we already knew. We know that the royal family brief against each other. They've been briefing against each other since time immemorial. That's what they do, because the royal family will never come out and make an official statement against anything. So that's where the courtiers come in. That's when they brief. When it comes to things like, you know, cosplaying Diana, I mean, it's really sweet when other members of the royal family will wear jewellery, tiaras that have belonged to Queen Elizabeth or the Queen Mother.
Yeah,
or
but also
other
you don't want to throw them
family.
away, do you? I mean, you don't want
of
to
course, and
throw it
things
away.
get
You want them to
passed
channel
down.
it. Of course,
Look at this picture.
Yeah, of course they're going to do
that is cosplay.
That's...
I would say that actually that's really sweet, respectful nod at saying, you know, I'm remembering Diana and I'm paying homage to Diana. I don't think it's cosplay. I think you can look at it two ways. You can say it's kind of creepy and trying to be Diana. I don't see it that way. I see it as rather a sweet nod towards Diana. But I do think some of the accusations in this book that Kate, Catherine, is lazy and is a part-time royal, when she has talked endlessly about how important her family and her children are and being there with the children, and she doesn't
has
want
a shaping up project,
and she doesn't want to be. You know, she's got the rest of her life that she's going to be a working royal, and I think to say that she's lazy, but then in the same book to say she's Katie Keene and she's coachable. We can't have it both ways.
Well, I think it's
just that she's really, really trying hard to do her best and to learn the job.
But I think he's just trying to get a few headlines here on the basis that in the past also, if you had a look at the criticisms that apparently came from Harry about, you know, how parents weren't necessarily there, and then, of course, the divorce and that. So if you've got parents who are there and doing the parenting, particularly at the younger age of the children, trying to, if you like, fix the rights of the wrongs that the institution produced. So, you know, in the past, when the Queen was busy and she was running around and doing her stuff, and you hear, you know, Prince Charles at the time, King Charles now, talk endlessly about it was impossible to have that parental time. You know, they were never around. They were always busy. It was always nanny. It was always somebody else looking after them. Well, she's trying to put that right. And she will come into her own. She is going to have to do this for the rest of her life.
Is there anything in this book, Afua, that is negative about Meghan Markle? Because if there's not, then to me it's not balanced. He cannot write a book that is scathing about the royal family and praises how great Harry and Meghan are and then says that this is an unbiased look at the royals, because it's not.
To be honest, I don't think this book actually does Harry and Meghan too many favours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted sort of to move the conversation on from Harry and Meghan, from them talking about their this is not doing that at all.
You see, that's the problem that I have.
And I think actually it doesn't do them any favours in that respect. I think a lot of what was in this book was to kind of right the wrongs, you know, talking about certain situations they were in and how they came across and how they were perceived, and to try and correct that, but I don't think it does them a lot of favours.
Well, I'm sure we will talk about
this wretched book some more. And